set open model. If open model is true, then the custom dialog box we can see, otherwise we will not see. But here this open model I have used because if I if my open model is true, then only custom dialog for checklist should be there, and then after that only API request should be made. Without this open model, the listing of cards would be slow. So as we click on the loops, then we can see the create list functionality. We can create lists here, part 1, then part 2. So there is a part 1 and part 2, two different lists. We can delete also list using delete in front of it. And inside part 1, part 2, these are the two checklists. We can add check items as well, such as ch1, ch2. These are the check items. ch3. If you have to delete that, you have to hover over it, and on the right side we can see the delete icon. It will get deleted. Same for part 2. If we have to add items, we can check or uncheck also when we click on that checkbox. The code for it is written in custom dialog for checklist, which we can see here. Okay, so this custom dialog for checklist is containing checklist component. Here is a function to get the checklists, and here is a function to create the checklist, and this is for deleting the checklist. Okay, so here I am using use effect to get the checklist first, and for that open model should be true, then we can get the checklist. Otherwise it will slow down the listing of cards page, because I want to make API calls when the model is open. Without it, the listing of cards will be slower. Then we can see here is a checklist input, because if I have to create a checklist, I need to store in a state. Then check, here is a state to store the checklist. Here is a create checklist view, this view. So when I will press on a create checklist, this view should be visible. For that I have maintained a state create checklist view. Okay, here is a dialog which is imported from Material UI. Then here's a dialog title, which will be the card name. Here we can see create checklist view. And here is a box which is a flex. Inside there is a custom text field. I have created a custom text field because I wanted a color. I have to give a color, and that is why I create a custom text field which is different from original MUI text field. Here I am giving a set checklist input. Then there are two custom buttons. These are also buttons which are custom buttons because I have given color to them. I don't wanted the default color, that is why I create a custom button. So this is a create checklist view. If it is a true, then we will see this interface, and when I press on a cancel, it will fails, and I will see only custom button create checklist only. Below that there is a dialog content. Inside dialog content I am listing the checklist using map, as you can see. Then inside checklist there is one component I am using checklist. So this is a component I have defined in components, where I am passing a checklist which will be containing check items, and delete checklist. If I have to delete the checklist, I will pass that function to it. Okay, then let's see checklists. So this is a checklist component, and inside this checklist I am receiving a checklist data, which will be the object, and I am storing checklist dot items, which is a array, into check items. So after that here is a add check item view. Then there is a check item input. For this is for check item input to maintain the state for check item input which I am gonna create, and this check item view is for this view. If it is a true, then we can see this view, and if it is a false, I will see only add button. Then there is a create check item function, update check item function. In create check item function I am passing the check item input name. Then update check item will be mainly used to check or uncheck the item, and here we can see there is already check item state I have. I am looping through it using map. I am checking that item dot id is equal to the check item id where I have clicked. So if item dot id is equals to check item dot id, and item dot state is complete. If it is a complete, then new state would be incomplete. Else if the item dot state is incomplete, then the new state would be complete, and I am returning into the updated check items. Okay, and I am making a request with new state, and then I am updating the check items using set check items. If I have to delete check item, I will make to this API call. Okay, after that it is a box, and here is a checklist name. You can see this is a checklist name. Then after that there is a custom button in order to delete the checklist. Okay, below that I am looping through it check items dot map, and then there is a check item component which I am using here. I am passing that item, update check item function, and delete check item function also passed there. Okay, so this is a functionality add check item view. If it is true, then I will see this view, and if it is false, which will be false when I click on the cancel, then I will see only this add button. Okay, so let's see check item component into the components folder. So this is a check item component where I am receiving item, update check item function, delete check item function. So this check item is this component ch2 or ch3. Here is a form control label, and inside label I have given the name which will be coming from items. And here inside control there is a checkbox which will be checked if items.state is complete. If item.state is complete, then only you will see this uh, this check symbol. Okay, so on change, it means if I click, then it will change, and if it change, then I should update check item. Okay, so after that there is one icon button which will be shown when I am hovering over it. So I am hovering, then only I can see this delete button, and I can delete the item. So that's it. This was my project demo. Thank you.